In my first 25 days as a real estate agent, I did 22 open houses. Not 22 my first year, not 22 my first 6 months, 22 open houses my first 25 days. And then did 5 open house a week for the next 6 months after that. Was it easy? No. Was it comfortable? Absolutely not. But did it work? 100%. Because by month 3, when most brand new agents are still wondering where their first deal is going to come from, I had real momentum, real clients, real closings. And it all came from open houses. If you're a brand new agent and you're trying to figure out how to get your first deal, this video is going to give you the exact system I used. No fluff, no theory, just the real strategy that worked for me and that I've watched work for agent after agent ever since. My name is Scott Coomer. I'm a real estate team leader based in Arizona. Let's get into it. Before I walk you through the system, I want to tell you why open houses specifically. Because as a brand new agent, you have a lot of options for how to generate leads. Cold calling, door knocking, paid leads, social media, networking events. All of those can work, but most of them have a significant problem for someone who is just starting out. They require either a lot of money or a lot of cold outreach to complete strangers. And when you are brand new with no track record and no confidence built yet, cold outreach to strangers is brutal. Open houses are different. With an open house, people come to you. They walk through the door. They're already interested in real estate. They're already in buying mode or at a minimum thinking about it. And you are standing right there available, knowledgeable, and ready to help. The barrier to starting a conversation is almost zero. You don't have to convince someone to pick up the phone. You don't have to interrupt someone's day. They showed up. They want to talk about real estate and you are right there. For a brand new agent, that environment is incredibly powerful. It builds your confidence. It sharpens your skills and it generates real leads. That is why open houses were my starting point. And that is why I recommend them to every new agent I work with. Now, let me show you exactly how to do them the right way. The first question every new agent asks me is, Scott, I don't have any listings. How do I even host an open house? And this is where a lot of new agents get stuck before they even start. They think you need your own listings to hold an open house. You don't. Here is exactly how you find open houses to host as a brand new agent. Strategy 1, ask the agents in your office. Every brokerage has agents who have listings and not enough time to sit every open house themselves. Walk up to the top producers in your office and say, I'm a new agent and I'm hungry. I will sit every open house you have. Every weekend, no exceptions. Most experienced agents will say yes immediately. They get their listings exposed. You get a room full of warm leads. Everyone wins. This is the fastest and easiest way to get started, and I highly recommend you do this first. Strategy 2, reach out to agents in your MLS. Go into your MLS and filter for active listings and price ranges in neighborhoods you want to work. Find listing agents, call them or email them directly. Introduce yourself, tell them you specialize in open houses, and you would love to host one of their listings. You will get no's. That is fine. You only need a few yeses to keep your schedule full. Strategy 3, if you're on a team, use your team listings. This is one of the biggest advantages of being on a team as a new agent. Team listings are available to you. Your team leader wants those homes exposed. You have built-in inventory of open houses to host without having to cold call other agents. If you're not on a team yet, this is one of the reasons I always recommend new agents joining one. The resource you get access to on day 1 is dramatically different. Regardless of what strategy you use, your goal is simple. Get on the schedule, book the open houses, get yourself in front of people. Because nothing else in your system matters until you're actually standing in the house on a Saturday or Sunday. Now, this is the step that most agents get completely wrong. And this is a step that makes the single biggest difference in how many people walk through the door. I'm going to give you a number that is going to surprise you. 80% of traffic that comes through your open house comes from signage. Not Zillow, not social media, not the MLS listing. Signs. People are driving through neighborhoods, they see a sign, they follow it. That is still, in 2026, how the majority of open house visitors find their way to the door. So here's a question you need to ask yourself before every single open house. Am I putting out enough signs? And the answer for most agents is no. Let me show you the difference with real numbers from my own experience. When I put out around 12 signs for an open house, I would typically get 3 to 5 people through the door. 3 to 5 people. That is a slow Sunday. When I put out 20 to 30 signs, I would get 15 to 20 people through the door. Think about the difference for a second. Same house, same neighborhood, same day. The only variable was how many signs I put out, and the result is 4 to 5 times more traffic. If you're sitting in an open house and only 3 people walk through, the problem is almost certainly not the house, not the neighborhood, and not the market. The problem is you did not put out enough signs. So here's my rule, and I want you to write it down. Minimum 20 signs. Every single open house, no exceptions. Here is how I would set them up. Start at the major intersections closest to the property. Put signs at every turn someone will need to make to get from those main roads to the house. Then add directional signs in between. So there is never a moment where someone following your signs loses a trail. The goal is a breadcrumb trail of signs that pulls people from busy roads all the way to the front door. Put them out the morning of, get there early, and after the open house, go pick every single one up. Leaving signs out after an open house is unprofessional and gives listing agents a reason not to work with you again. Now, I know that some of you are thinking that is a lot of work. Putting out 20, 30 signs takes time. Yes, it does. But here's the math. Would you rather spend an extra hour putting out signs and having 20 people walk through, or save the hour and have 3 people walk through? This is your business. Treat it like one. Put out the signs. Step 3 is the one that separates the agents who build real momentum and the ones who give up too soon. And that is consistency. Let me tell you what my first 3 months actually looks like, because I want to be honest with you. I did 22 open houses my first 25 days, and then 5 open houses a week for 6 months after that. That is a lot of weekends, a lot of early mornings putting out signs, a lot of Sundays standing in someone else's house talking to strangers. And here's the honest truth about what those few months felt like. Month 1, I was learning, getting comfortable, making a lot of mistakes. Month 2, I was getting better, starting to see leads come in, but no closings yet. Month 3, the momentum hit. And that is when everything started to click. The relationships I've been building started to convert. The people I met at open houses in month 1 were now ready to move forward. The referrals started coming from people I had genuinely connected with. But here's the thing. If I had stopped at month 2, which is when most new agents quit, none of that would have happened. I would have walked away right before the payoff. And I see this happen all the time. An agent does a few open houses, gets discouraged when the phone doesn't ring immediately, decides open houses don't work, moves on to the next thing, and the cycle repeats itself forever. Here's what I want you to understand about consistency in this business. The results are always delayed. The work you do today shows up in your pipeline 60 to 90 days from now, which means if you stop doing the work today, you will feel it in your income 2 or 3 months later. And if you keep doing the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening, you will feel that too, 2 or 3 months later. Commit to open houses for 90 days minimum, not 2 weekends, not 1 month, 90 days of consistent activity. I promise you, if you do the volume, if you put the signs, if you show up every single weekend, you will have deals in your pipeline by the end of those 90 days. The agents who fail at open houses are not failing because open houses don't work. They're failing because they quit before the system had time to produce. Don't be that agent. This is the step that most agents completely skip, and it is costing them deals every single weekend. Most agents treat open houses like a passive activity. Someone walks in, the agent says hello, shows them around, answers a few questions, the visitor says thank you, and walks out the door. The agent waves goodbye and hopes they call later. They almost never call later. Here's the thing about open house visitors. The moment they walk out the door, their attention is gone. They are back in the car, they're thinking about lunch, they're on to the next thing. Your window to convert that person into a client is while they are still standing in front of you. And most agents never take that window. So here's what I want you to do instead. Every single person who walks through your open house, your goal is to have a real conversation with them before they leave. Not a sales pitch, a real conversation. And this is the thing I wish I had known sooner. The agents who convert the most open house visitors are not the ones with the best sales scripts. They're the ones who ask the most genuine questions about people's lives. Where are you moving from? What's bringing you to the area? What does your timeline look like? What is the most important to you in your next home? Do you have kids? What are you looking for in a neighborhood? Ask real questions. Listen to the answers. People can feel the difference between an agent who's genuinely interested in them and an agent who's just waiting for their turn to talk to about their services. Be the agent who is genuinely interested. And then once you have had that real conversation, ask for the next step before they walk out the door. Here's a simple way to do it. It makes it feel completely natural. Something like, it sounds like you have a pretty clear picture of what you're looking for. I would love some time to sit down with you and show you everything that matches your criteria. Are you available this week, or would next week work better for you? That is it. Simple, direct, not pushy. You're not asking them to sign anything. You're not pressuring them. You're just offering to help them find what they already are looking for. Some people will say yes on the spot. Some will say they're not ready yet, and that is fine. Get their contact information and then put them in the database and follow up consistently. But for the ones who are ready, asking for the appointment in the moment is the difference between a lead and a client. Do not let people walk out the door without asking every single time. Let me bring this all together. Here is the open house system that built my career and that I believe you can get your first deal as a brand new agent. Step 1, find open houses to host. Ask agents in your office, reach out through the MLS, use your team's listings if you're on one. Get on a schedule, book the open house, show up. Step 2, put out 20 or 30 signs every single time. 80% of your traffic will come from the signage. More signs equals more traffic. More traffic equals more leads equals more deals. Do not skip this step. Step 3, be consistent for at least 90 days. The results are delayed. Month 1, you are learning. Month 2, you're building. Month 3, if you have been consistent, the momentum hits. Do not quit before the payoff. Step 4, ask for the appointment before they leave. Have real conversations, ask genuine questions about people's lives, and before every visitor walks out the door, ask for the next step. Your conversion happens in the moment, not in the follow-up. The system is not complicated, but it requires volume, it requires consistency, and it requires you to show up every single weekend, even when you don't feel like it, even when the first few weeks feel slow. I did 22 open houses my first 25 days, not because it was easy, because I knew that was what it was going to take, and it worked. It will work for you too, if you commit to the system. If you're a brand new agent watching this and you're ready to get serious about open houses, I want to talk to you. I work with brand new agents and experienced agents who are looking to build their business the right way with real systems, real coaching, and real support. If you're curious about what it looks like to have structure around you that accelerates everything, I do one-on-one Zoom calls where we sit down, talk through where you are, and figure out what the right next step is in your specific situation. No pressure, no pitch, just a real conversation. The link to book directly on my calendar is in the description below. It takes about 30 seconds to book a time that works for you. And if this video gave you something useful, subscribe to my channel. I post content every week specifically for real estate agents who want to build a real business, not just survive their first year, but actually thrive. Go book your first open house this weekend. Put out the signs, show up, ask for the appointment. I promise you the momentum is closer than you think. I'm Scott Coomer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.